Hey everyone, and welcome to Poly Weekly News, not live. It is a pre-record for you today, Monday, the 31st of May. Why a pre-record? Well, it's a bank holiday here in the UK. You guys in America are having Memorial Day weekend and hopefully having a great time with that. But we wanted to get this content out for you. As David keeps telling me, social media is a hungry, hungry animal. So we wanted to make sure that you were well fed and watered for your bank holiday or whatever you are doing. So great show lined up for you today. I've got the usual guest with me, Mr. Danter, but we've got someone also new joining us. Jason, do you want to quickly introduce yourself to the viewers here?
Thanks, Neil. Jason McGraw. I work with Emerald Expositions. We're the owners and producers of Cedia Expo, and excited to join you today to have a conversation.
Very cool. And who's this guy on the right of our screens?
You know me. It's just New Jersey David.
Hey David, how you doing? And I think you are probably the most excited. This is going to be your first real trade show in how many months, how many years since you last went to a trade show?
14 months.
Oh
It
my
was the
God.
last time we did a small one. I mean, obviously the big one was ISC
we
with
were
you
together.
guys.
Yeah.
Right. But we did a small one in New York. The IMCCA did one in February of 2020, and then we all locked down. This is, the word I've been using here, it's in the press release, is serendipity. This trade show is happening September 1st to 3rd in Indianapolis, and it's going to be the chance for everybody to get back together and shake hands and hug and enjoy the fact that we're a community. So, I'm hoping we'll have some more announcements about, parties and other things we'll be doing there. So everybody should come and join.
Yeah, not yet. Hold that thought. Let me roll the credits, get in the show, and then we can tell all the exciting news going to be coming up at the Expo. So this is Poly Weekly News. We do this every Monday, normally live, but say today we're doing a pre-record for you, 3 p.m. UK, 4 p.m. CT, 10 a.m. Eastern, or whatever time it is for you. You can always watch it on the replay as well. Do put your chat and your questions in the comment. Love to hear from you in the comments. Put hashtag replay in there if you are watching this on the replay, which of course you would be. And I do love to get your feedback as to who you would like to see, what topics you'd like us to cover off on the show. Hit the subscribe, ring the bell notification, and make sure that you never miss an episode of Poly Weekly News. As we discussed in the green room, Jason's joining us from the Cedia Expo. And Jason, for those who don't know you, can you give us a little background of who you are and your history?
Well, my long career has been in exposition and conference management. For many years, I was senior vice president with Avixa and managed the Infocom exposition here in the U.S. Was also involved in the early days of the launch of Integrated Systems Europe with my good friend Mike Blackman over there, and have organized events around the globe. But I'm very excited. I've joined Emerald Expositions this past November to oversee the Cedia Expo and our kitchen and bath industry show for the construction market. And it's exciting for me to be involved with technology events. That's what I've done most of my career. Somewhat of an AV geek myself, and definitely enjoy learning about new technology, trying out new technology. And I like that. In fact, in 1993, I met my wife in a chat room on America Online.
Oh my word!
Back when it was dial-up back then. But married and 4 kids later. Very much a technology savvy household here at the McGraw family home. So
very, very cool.
Glad to join you today. Happy to talk about Cedia Expo and our plans for the event. And it's really fantastic to be able to get back, as David mentioned, in person and live. It's fantastic. So looking forward to it.
So tell me, I've not heard. I mean, I'm based in the UK. I cover Europe, Middle East, and Africa, and I don't get to get out to the States as much as I'd absolutely like to. So for me and for anyone who doesn't know about Cedia, can you give us the kind of quick 50,000-foot view of what Cedia is all about, and what's the general kind of traditional exhibitor and who the general audience are that would normally attend the show?
Yeah, well, Cedia is the annual gathering of the residential systems integration industry in North America. We do have attendees from around the globe as well. But when you think about custom integration, systems integration solutions for whole home technology, so audio, video, lighting, control, smart systems, smart appliances, outdoor living, lighting, wellness, and now a growing interest that we all have in the home office environment.
Yeah, that's
and
going to be a
the
huge growth.
crossover with the enterprise and commercial product solutions finding their way into the home has been a huge trend. So the show will have about 300 exhibitors this year, obviously off a little bit from past years following the pandemic, but we're expecting thousands and thousands of attendees coming back to the show. And, those are system integrators, design consultants, distributors, dealers, and also architects, designers, home builders, construction professionals from the trade who are all involved in building, remodeling, installing systems, serving systems, programming. So the whole ecosystem and marketplace around residential systems integration will be represented at Cedia Expo.
And where is it held? Is it obviously it's in North America, but is it in the sort of traditional kind of Orlando or Las Vegas kind of location? Where is the location for Cedia this year?
It is in a wonderful city, Indianapolis, Indiana.
They have the
home
500,
to
don't
the
they?
Cedia Association headquarters, just outside of downtown Indianapolis. It's a great walkable city. In fact, everybody's familiar with the Indianapolis
I was
500
going to say
going
that's
on
how I know it.
this
Yeah.
weekend, actually.
Oh wow.
So they're back and doing that live. Indianapolis hosted the March Madness NCAA men's basketball tournament in March, and they've been holding a number of events. So they're back, and it's a great, beautiful, walkable city. All the hotels are within 1 or 2 blocks of the convention center. There's beautiful parks and museums, and it's also very centrally located. To half of the United States population is within 500 miles of Indianapolis. So it's a great destination. The show hasn't been there for about 10 years. Actually 9 years. To 2012 was the last time it was there. And we haven't had a show since September of 2019. So it'll be 2 years since people have been able to get together at the event. So we're really excited about that. And so the location, the destination, ease to get to is going to be a great combination for the event this year.
No, it's great, obviously, that you're getting back to physical face-to-face trade show. And again, I know Mr. Dante is very excited about that. But I mean, has there been any kind of take up of virtual? Is it going to be available virtual as well, or is it purely going to be face-to-face? I mean, I know obviously a lot of trade show vendors have been dabbling. ISE this year is it's on now, actually, I think this week. When this goes out, is obviously all virtual. Is there an idea that in the future trade shows will move to a kind of hybrid in person as well as online as well? Is that something that you guys are are looking at? Or
well, we had a virtual event last year when we couldn't hold the show, so everything was online. Our plan for this year is to have about half of the conference sessions that Cedia is organizing from their conference program will be on demand during the show. We'll be doing a few live segments from the show floor, but recording a lot of video from the show, a virtual media tour for our media partners. We have 2 content stages on the show, and we'll maybe talk about that in a moment, in our work with IMCCA and David on the work from home agenda. But those sessions are going to be recorded and offered on demand. We also have a digital directory of all the exhibitors with links to their sites and so forth. So, not fully live and simulcast, but definitely hybrid. And we're moving in that direction, frankly. I mean, we know there's an extensive audience beyond those that'll be able to attend in person. And that trend's going to continue moving forward. So, and frankly, we're looking at that for all of our events moving forward about how do we create more of a 365 digital experience to be able to feature content, new products, connect attendees. We'll have a new digital matchmaking service at the show this year.
Awesome.
To allow attendees to connect with each other and with exhibitors. So definitely a great investment in digital extensions of the show event. But we still think there is a high desire. We're analog human beings.
Yeah, totally.
to meet in person, to, as David said, shake hands, but to have a beer together in person. And technology hasn't moved along fast enough yet that we can have the digital beer, but maybe someday. So we think it's important to gather and reconvene in person. And technology is just a great facilitator to meet beforehand and during and after. But that's the highlight for us is getting back to business, getting back to the in-person experience. It's just a high value when you can have thousands of colleagues in the industry gather at one place in one time. It's just so efficient. And so, there's been events for hundreds and hundreds of years, marketplace, gathering of buyers and sellers and the channel. And so, we want to see that continue and leverage that with digital solutions.
Absolutely. And you mentioned, I'm going to bring Mr. Danter because you mentioned about this kind of having a beer and it doesn't work virtually. I think we're doing something quite special in one of the areas. I'll bring David out to talk about this. I think he'll do a much better job than me.
Just give me a minute. I'm writing a note to enable digital beers to our engineers. they can put that on later.
Hold on, I've got to get product development on the line.
Yeah, exactly. It's got to go. What's the agile term? It's got to go into the backlog. We'll see if we can figure out how to get that feature request in there. No, I'm right along with Jason. I think we learned last year, and this isn't specifically about Cedia. This is about all conferences. I think we learned that we were able to adequately watch some sessions, but the experience wasn't as great as we would have liked it to be. And a lot of, from the big companies to the small companies that are putting on sessions, all, had their glitches and they're figuring out how to do this and new offerings are coming to market. But we realized that it wasn't really about the sessions and it wasn't really about the presentations and it wasn't really about seeing the vendors, all those things we can kind of do virtually. It was about hugs. It was about hearing from our peers in the industry. What are you experiencing? What's going on? I conduct dinners at many trade shows, the roundtable events so that the end users can talk to each other. And that's what we missed. We missed the people part of it. So I'm so jazzed that we're going to be there September 1st. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there representing the IMCCA. The IMCCA is running this work from home program at the show. So obviously I've got my agnostic hat on and I'm making sure that, all entities in the industry will be represented because there are so many things that we learned about working from home in the last year. That you can't just grab some earbuds and use an embedded camera in a tablet or a PC and present the image you want to your colleagues and clients. You need a setup at home that works. You need lighting. You need to understand camera angles. You need to understand to do what I'm doing right now, to look in the camera. If I was looking at the screen, it would look like I wasn't looking at you. So how do we set that up and figure it out and how do you do programming from home and what's the story with cameras and lighting and audio? And I think it's going to be an awesome show to get to. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed. There are a lot of announcements coming out. In fact, Neil, we've got one announcement that just broke yesterday, right?
Yeah, so I believe there's some sponsorship going on with regards to Poly of a certain area at the show.
Poly has just signed on to be a gold sponsor at Cedia. We're going to have I'm speaking to the European audience. We're going to have a stand there. If I'm speaking to the American audience, we're going to have a booth there. And we're also going to be demonstrating, some of our home office products in one of the live demonstration areas. So I think it's going to be awesome for that to be there. And like I said, that's not the only announcement. I think we've got some interesting things coming up over the next few weeks about, maybe getting together on the show floor and enjoying a beverage.
Okay. I thought you were going to talk about products that we're not allowed to talk about.
No, I'm not. No. I cannot represent Poly at the trade show because I'm putting the program on. So we will have much better representatives of Poly at the trade show talking about our products and what's going on and why ours are the best work from home products that anybody can get. But I can say that here. I can't say that when I'm at the trade show. So
it's interesting. I was going to say it's interesting, obviously, that without the pandemic, we probably wouldn't be sitting here having a conversation about work from home solutions being at Cedia this year. I mean, this is a new area, I guess, and it's a huge growth area in this space. And again, with solutions like the P series and the Sync 20 and the Sync 40 products that we've brought out to allow that kind of hybrid work and remote first, people are looking, end users are looking at remote first and businesses are looking at remote first, and getting those environments, getting those tools and getting those solutions set up in the home to allow them to work. I mean, again, Jason, from your point of view, I mean, how excited are you about having this area to start to talk about sort of work from home at the show?
I think it's terrific. Personally, I've had a long history and relationship of working with IMCCA and David and Poly, or formerly Polycom, many years working together at Infocom. But clearly, this is a major trend out of necessity over this past year and a half. But it's a trend that's going to continue long term. And frankly, you're absolutely right. How do you raise the bar in terms of the quality and solutions? So educating the channel, and ultimately then they're educating the consumer, the homeowner, builder, et cetera, of the needs. So the technology, the ergonomics, the design, the layout. In homes, it's all people are spending so much time at home, learning, entertaining, working. Their families have been spending more time at home. They're connecting with their the grandparents that they haven't been able to travel and see. It's brought us all closer together in some ways, via technology. And so how do you leverage that? And so I think it's very important to feature this at Cedia Expo so the channel can understand what more of the options are, because up till now, historically in the Cedia market, they haven't really had a deal with these kind of technologies, collaboration, conferencing, high bandwidth networking, and that's becoming an integral part of the consumer demand today. And remodeling projects, it's not just even that; it's the lighting. Yep. And shades and acoustic management of the environment that you're in. So there's a lot of elements to it. And I think to be able to partner with IMCCA to talk about these topics at the show will be very valuable to the channel, and create some great opportunities to leverage that and help integrators expand their service offerings to their clients. And we think this trend is going to be very strong in the coming years. So having this happen this September, I think puts everybody in a great driver's seat to capture the further expansion throughout the remaining part of this year into next year and beyond.
And it's also, I'll just add to what Jason said, it's more than just about the technology. It's a lot of other nuances that there haven't been best practices about, that we would never have learned if we hadn't gone through these 14 months or so of the lockdown. It's the need for a location for a home office. How do you set one up as opposed to working from your kitchen table or your bedroom? Because it's a different mental experience for you, and it's a different physical experience for the people around you. We learned about video fatigue. We spent so many years, a lot of companies spent so many years naysaying remote working, that it was terrible and people were lazy. And when we actually were forced to do it, we realized the productivity went up so much that we're all getting fatigued because we're doing too much of it. So what are the tricks and tips for avoiding fatigue? And how do you make sure that you set yourself up at home in an environment that works well? And the other thing is, you can take a peek at what we're doing right now. There are so many people in the world not just having conversations with their colleagues and their clients, but producing content at home. We're all sitting in our home offices and we're making, viewable content for YouTube, for some of the other platforms that are out there. And how do you set up this technology to become a content creator? And we're going to be able to talk about some of that as well. So we will definitely cover the technology and the lighting and the sound and the video and all the great pieces that all of the sponsors that hopefully will be signing on very soon will be sharing and talking about. And there are still opportunities if you haven't signed on. So if you're a manufacturer and you're in the space and you'd like to be showcased there, by all means, reach out to Jason, reach out to Carol. If you're in this industry, you know how to do that, so I don't have to leave numbers or voicemails. But yeah, you're going to have so much more rich content that people will really want to hear about on the what is it, the Innovation Hub that we're going to be talking? Is that how we refer to it, Jason?
Correct. The Innovation Hub stage right on the show floor. And we also have a smart stage where we're talking about thought leadership and trends. And so we're excited to have IMCCA and David involved in number of panel discussions on these topics as part of our content program on the show floor during the show, and engaging attendees throughout the 3 days of the show to share knowledge and talk about solutions and applications So this is fantastic. I'm really excited. It goes without saying. I think anything or anytime you can have hands-on, and talk to professionals, get advice, get those best practices, it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, I think that's again something we've missed from the idea of virtual. You go and watch a video on demand, and then you go and watch another video on demand, then you go off and do something else. Those kind of, as I say, chats around a beer, or meeting up on the stand, or even off the stand in the corners and stuff, and meeting with people. That's really the huge value that trade shows bring. And as I say, that's what we've sorely missed. I think that networking. A lot of people just say, I'm not. I know the guys at AB Jam are continuously saying it's not, to go and necessarily see the tech in some cases. It's the networking and it's the relationships. And as you say, we're very analog. We need to go and meet people and talk to people rather than just watching videos and viewing webinars. So I'm again, hats off to you guys for putting this together. And putting this on. Just remind us the dates and the location and where we can get more information about the show, sign up and register. I presume there's some websites and links and emails. So can you let us know, the viewers know all of how they can get more information about the show?
Thanks, Neil. www.cediaexpo.com.
Awesome.
For all information, FAQs, registration will be opening June 9th coming up, so you can register and book a hotel room for your stay. We have our current exhibitor brand list online, and floor plan. Conference schedule is coming up. You can see a high level of the tracks and topics, which will be updated as we move along, and further confirm our additional show floor speakers. But the conference program with Cedia, the association partner on the show, they have 100 sessions going on a variety of topics running over the show week. So a lot of activity, a lot of information about travel and health and safety. So if I may, just one second, just want to touch on that. Obviously, many have been vaccinated and are comfortable about travel. Others have not, and need to wear a mask. But we've partnered with the convention center. Emerald Expositions also has a health and safety plan. Our current plan is on the website, has all our information about all the plans that we have for the show. But that's today. And recently, everybody may have heard our CDC here has recommended some changes to mask wearing policies for fully vaccinated individuals. We're taking a look at that. Frankly, it's going to come down to the local jurisdiction there in the city of Indianapolis as to what their public safety requirements are and mask wearing mandates and so forth. But so we're continuing to look at that very closely, and definitely concerned about putting on a healthy and safe event. Having social distancing, mask wearing today is required, but that may change in the coming weeks. And but in any case, we want to have a great event. We welcome all. It will be great to see people face to face, in person. I personally made my first airline trip last month to Indianapolis for a site visit. And I can report that they were ready and open for business. It was a great experience, very safe city, very clean city, and great facility, easily walkable, and perfect convention destination. And if you're so inclined, the AAA baseball team, the Indians, are right next door with Victory Field, is directly across the street from the convention center. And we do know that they have 2 ball games going on Wednesday and Thursday night of the show week. So after the show, if you're inclined, you can go catch a baseball game. Very so, cool. We're definitely partnering with Visit Indy, the Convention Visitors Bureau, and provide a lot of information on the website about things to do and activities as well. So, great family destination, great opportunity to plan a vacation around coming to the show. But it'll also be about, hey, getting back together, reconnecting, seeing your old friends and colleagues, meeting new colleagues, getting to see the new products. There hasn't been an opportunity in a long time, any trade shows, to see the products. So we're really excited about that. And really, honestly, I just want to say really appreciate Polly's support, David's support, the opportunity to share with y'all today, Neil. And I'm going to look forward to welcoming everybody in Indianapolis in September.
Oh,
I'll
I wish I
add
can come, but I'll put the request in and see if I can come. But certainly Dante will be there. David, go on. Sorry,
Yeah.
final thought from you.
Just want to add social media. Obviously, people know to just Google my name, David Danto, David J. Danto. You can do a lot of stuff. And on LinkedIn, you can look for Jason McGraw as well. But you can follow Cedia Expo at Cedia Expo on Twitter. And announcements will be coming out there. You can follow the IMCCA specifically for this work from home program. That's at the IMCCA. Announcement went out today, and we were very proud. It was the Poly announcement. But as other people sign on, as we get other events going on, I happen to know there are going to be some other players that are coming to the space as well, and there's some cool announcements that are coming up in the near future from our friends at Rave and our friends at Aviation TV, and we're going to be doing a lot of interesting things from the show. So keep an eye on social media. You'll see all the announcements. And God, if you're not planning on being there, what are you thinking? This is our first chance to get together. I owe you a handshake. I owe you a beer. Let's have fun there.
Oh, definitely going to have to put a travel request internally now. See how far that gets, or if Boris lets us travel from the UK. Gentlemen, thank you ever so much for joining us this afternoon here on Poly Weekly News. Thank you all for tuning in and watching the show this afternoon. Again, a pre-record for you whilst we're all enjoying the sunshine, hopefully. Back next week, live in the studio for normal Poly Weekly News. Again, hit the bell notification, hit the subscribe, share it to all your friends. Let's grow this community and spread the word about Poly and all the great stuff that we're doing. Have a great rest of the week, whatever you're doing, and I will see you on the next Poly Weekly News.